So when the flood came, it was something we'd never experienced before, and 3/4 of the children lost their homes and everything in them, and we of course lost our school. So children had lost everything that was normal to them. It became very obvious that we needed to sit with the children after the flood and just be with them. Learning went on the back burner, and wellbeing was at the forefront. Stormbirds was a program that we jumped on board with immediately, and thank goodness we did, because what's come out of that program has been beautiful. When we actually came back to our school here that has been built, a temporary school, it was like a new beginning for us, and we trained 6 people in Stormbirds, and we had multiple groups going every week. And what was coming out of those groups, all the companions would come back to me, and myself too, sharing beautiful, heartfelt stories about what was going on.
I started my role as a student support officer for the Department of Education in October last year. And one of the first things that we did was the training for Stormbirds, because that was what the role was all about. It's about flood recovery and relief for that. Online training, just a small team. It was really good, and there was so much room to make it your own. Even though you have your manual and you can read that, but you can still look at your group and decide what is going to work with this group. And sometimes you have to do it in the moment. We were so severely flooded here, and we made a little tree with a love heart on, which is a very Lismore symbol from the floods. Everyone had, a white sheet with a red love heart on the properties after the floods. So just to make it very here and like this is for us.
The companions that trained grabbed the opportunity. We said this is what we want to do, and we chose people who we thought would be the best at it, and together we just went on this journey. And the staff itself, I think we've learnt off each other. So what we're doing in the groups obviously is for the children, but I think there have been some staff affected by the flood as well. And, to be able to have this new outlook of, things are rough, but they will get better again, was something that we were able to apply to everybody here. The Stormbirds program, yes, it's certainly been a safe space for children to speak, and being able to create that space where they feel valued and safe and cared for and respected. All of those things have really led to more connections with teachers that they perhaps wouldn't have had before.
I think the common theme will be that they're quite nervous for the first session, and some even say they don't really want to, they're not ready, or they want to sit in and listen first and then they want to give it a go, and come to the first session and 2 minutes in, everyone's happy to share their experience about the floods. They all like, I want to share what happened to me, and then they realise they have very similar experiences.
Stormbirds is very fun, very easy, and it's not that really hard when you get used to it.
I guess it's just been good to find out other people's stories from the flood and just what other people were feeling at that time, scared, and everybody at that time was feeling scared, so it wasn't just me.
Every single student that's participated in Stormbirds almost come to you before you get the chance to say it's time for your group. They are always knocking on your door. When they get here, they're always happy. They come in, it can get very serious, it can get very sad, it's very private, but they go out with a sense of feeling like they've been heard in a safe space.
And talking about feelings, I didn't know the kids would be so interested in doing that and find so much value in that. Even not even just in relation to the floods, just about feelings and where you feel them.
With the Stormbird, oh goodness me, watching them pass around the actual Stormbird toy, it's my turn to talk, and they take the Stormbird toy and they can actually share stories now about how they are similar to the Stormbird.
Joey is a boy, and we named him when we first went to Stormbirds, and we usually use him for being happy.
The first day at Stormbirds was my favourite day because I got to meet Joey. I feel happy when I'm holding Joey at Stormbirds.
you can be walking along the street or walking out on the path with the kids, and sometimes conversations from Stormbirds they will bring up with you, and you can just have this most beautiful conversation about things that have popped up which you haven't planned on having a conversation about, and then they talk to their friend, and you just it's beautiful how it's almost contagious. And so when the children that haven't been in Stormbirds, when we come to collect them out of classes, the other kids are, oh, can we go? That, like, they're always looking, is it my turn? And when they're here in a group, certainly they're happy to be here. They're happy to sit, they're happy to share. There hasn't been one negative about it.
We all went through it in one way or the other, even if we lost everything or we're just a part of the community, we still were impacted, all of us. Parents have been all for it as well, because they've been looking for something. They didn't know whether to take their children to counselling, psychologists. Some of them do, but the fact that this was offered, some of them simply could not offer counselling for them. So this has been something that the school's been able to offer, and it's been really welcomed.
For schools up here, they have done an extraordinary job because they were the routine. They were the go-to place. They were the one place where children were returning to, where parents could be confident they could get on, or families or communities could be confident they're getting on with other things while their children were being looked after. So I think for us to gather those learnings, but to move beyond responding to the crisis when it occurs, to saying, what do we need to invest to make sure that we've built the capacity of those that are working with children and young people. It's not about the program, it's about what the program offers. And we know, given the test of time, that it offers what children need to help them to adapt, to adjust, to learn the skills they need to cope with their feelings. That's an investment in people.
Having something that gets to everybody, not just the students, but staff, adults, community, that can only be a positive when there's so much negative going on.
I have received some feedback from parents, and most of it has been very positive. Just enjoying the sessions, talking about them at home, also talking more about feelings at home as well. Yeah, but I know too there's a lot of kids who worry, I think, sometimes more about the parents than about themselves.
If you were like extremely nervous about the flood, it's good to have a really big group, and then you can chat about like what you were feeling and stuff, and knowing what other people were also going through.
I would say absolutely do not hesitate. I would say jump in. I think one of the reasons that it is as successful as it is it's not in isolation here. We talk about it in our group, we talk about things outside the group, and we have a lot of staff trained. So being able to lean on each other and talk about what happened in different groups has been key, and you tend to get the best out of your staff as well when you can have communication with them about successful things they're doing. It has done us the absolute world of good to take on this program, because it's way more than just a group on the floor sitting and sharing. It filters out everything that happens in that group, filters out into every aspect of the school. And we love that it's done that, and I don't think we realised that that's what was going to happen, but that's certainly what we've watched happen. Stormbirds, I would say, builds resilience in our children. It's a safe space to be, and it's brought them great joy, and it's brought us great joy watching them go through it.